Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Megan.
Oh, hi. What's up?
How's it going?
Hanging in.
This is so strange.
I know it's
I'm
very.
used to being
I'm
like,
excited about it though, but it does feel very strange. Well, welcome to CLO Retro. This is the first of our live events as part of our virtual summer series, and we're so excited you're here! Yay!
we are very excited. We are social distancing, obviously. Megan's in her apartment.
Yes,
I'm in my apartment in Brooklyn, and we are a whole borough apart.
exactly. It's very upsetting. And I were remarking that I think this is the longest we've been apart in like 4 years.
Yeah, probably. I mean, let's just be real. We're all together all the time.
It's very true. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you all here who are viewing. Feel free to comment. We see your comments and we will respond to your comments because we want it to be interactive. We want it to be fun. So if you've got questions about anything that we're talking about, go for it.
Yay! Yes.
Or may not have
in the comments if you have anything. So CLO Retro, to give you a little rundown of what we're going to be doing for the next little bit. So this is a live event that talks about previous productions. So we're going to have 3 of these events going on, one today, one in July, and one in August. This one, you get to hear kind of about how we started this company and why we started this company and our very first production of Rossini's La Cenerentola. And then you will have the next 2. The next one will feature Elixir of Love, and then we will talk about tragedy in August. So I'm really excited to kind of dive into some of this.
Yeah. It'll be a great time.
So I know my story of I know my story of the first night, the night that we formed this company. I remember getting a call from Katie randomly on like a Saturday afternoon, and she's like, "Hey, come over for dinner. I have something that I want to run by you." And I was like, "Okay, sure." So I bring wine because I'm me, and we
needed wine.
We needed wine, obviously, but so I bring a bottle of wine and come and sit, and I had legitimately no idea what was going to come out of your mouth when we started talking about this idea. And Katie sits me down and is like, "I want to start an opera company." I was like, "Okay."
So random.
So random. Will you talk a little bit about your formation before I got involved, and we can?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so mind you, Megan and I, we have a history prior to this company. So we first met at Harrower Summer Opera Studio in Georgia, where it was my first summer program ever. And I don't know if it was yours or not, but we were roommates there.
Yeah.
And that was great and fun. Didn't think twice about it. And I just remember Carol Freeman saying, "This is the smallest industry. Everybody you see here, you're going to see them again." And I was like, "Okay, sure, whatever." And totally happened.
I think we've legitimately seen every single person that we went to school with or went to the program with this summer. Our 10-year anniversary is coming up, Katie.
I know. So then we went back to school, and then I went to Manhattan School of Music, and Megan followed the year after. And up until this point, we hadn't continued talking. Like, we were friendly with each other, but I wouldn't say we were super close. And even at MSM, we weren't super close. It was more like when Megan was like, "I need a job." And I was like, "Hey, I can get you a job at the Met Opera Shop." And then I was on the Upper West Side, and she wanted a different job. And if you all don't know, nannying is the way to go as an artist, because you have summers off to go sing. They pay cash. They take care of you. It's great. But one of the moms on the playground asked me if I knew anyone that could do what I was doing. And I asked Megan, and Megan said yes. So we started nannying at the same school, and we developed our relationship this way. Sitting on the playground, talking about auditions, talking about the industry, talking about what we loved and what we were frustrated with. And my reasoning for starting a company was I love music and I love opera and I loved performing, and I still enjoy performing, but I didn't perform because I absolutely had to perform, but I performed because I loved the art form. And one day, I think I just became fed up with, this idea I just was fed up with some of the things that were happening in our industry, and I wanted to do something about it. And I just decided, why not? And I was, which is very naive and very, I don't know, when you're naive and young, you kind of can just do things, and then you have beginner's luck, and then you learn as you go. And but at the same time, I was like, you know what? If I fail, guess what? I failed, and life goes on, and I'll figure something else out. And Sam, I see you. Yes, starting a company after a bottle of wine is clearly the only way to go.
Truly, yeah. One bottle of wine. Yep.
I know. So, yeah, when I called Megan up, it was mostly this. It came out of this place of, I'm frustrated. I love this art form, and I feel like there are plenty of talented people out there. Not to negate my talent, but I thought there are plenty of talented people out there, and I want to do something that can provide more opportunities for them and also engage our community in opera, because opera's cool. And a lot of people don't know that because it's not being promoted in a way that's relevant or produced in a way that's relevant. Some companies do, and that's great. I'm not trying to bash anyone. There's a lot of great companies out there. But all I'm saying is, like, I wanted to provide more opportunities and put it out there in the community more.
Yeah.
So I was like, Megan!
In a way, and Katie has this very strange way of having utter blind faith in people's ability to do things, that they have a very only a foundational knowledge of how to accomplish these things. And so I remember when we started talking about building a company and what that was going to look like, and we were like, okay, we're going to put a to-do list, let's put a plan in order, let's figure this out. And I was kind of going along with a lot of that blind faith and to figure out kind of what we wanted to do. And then we ended up sitting there and talking it through and coming up with this like 5-year plan for a company that is utter crap now.
Doesn't make any sense.
But it doesn't make any sense. We're insane. But
we had a plan.
But we had a plan, and we had an idea, and we knew what we wanted to say within the community. We knew that we wanted to be, strong voices that told stories, that made opera accessible, that made it, I'm going to say the words, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, the buzzwords.
that made it relatable, that made it enjoyable. So we came up with a company, and we named it Our Opera. And we got a lot of confusing looks about that, because the thing is, when you name something that is also a word, when you name a company something that is also a word, it causes a lot of confusion.
Yeah. Our Opera, is it Our Opera? Is it ARE Opera? Is it Our Opera? Who knows? I mean, we knew, but it became a problematic thing. But that's for another day.
That's for another live stream. Yes. But so we did the show, and so we decided to put on a show. We decided to put on one show, and we were going to see how it was going to go. We were going to see what was going to happen, and we put on Cenerentola.
Yeah. Well, leading up to Cenerentola, we were, doing. I don't know how many people that are watching this have ever started a company, but there's a lot of legal paperwork. We have become makeshift lawyers. Which worked then, and now we're retroactively fixing some of the things we did now.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of work leading up to it, and then we decided to do Cenerentola because.
Yeah. I will say, I'm going back on what you said. We did have that one initial inaugural concert in February, and that was the first and last time that Katie and I have ever performed on any of our events.
That's true, because. Let's be real, we learned a quick lesson. You can't produce something and perform in it, because it's just impossible to prepare. I mean, it's not impossible. People do it, but
plenty of people do it very successfully. We were not those people.
We were not those people. So we were like, done, not performing anymore.
No.
On our stuff. So we did that, and then we decided, okay, well, we're doing a show. We're doing Cenerentola. And part of it was because we wanted something that was family friendly.
Yeah.
We didn't want a huge ensemble.
Yeah.
And everyone knows the story of Cinderella, so why not?
Yeah. And the initial idea was wanting to, like you said, a family-friendly show, wanting to produce a show that was as accessible for children, for kids as it was, and families as it was for opera lovers and traditional opera goers. we also wanted to do something that was fairly interactive, and we really kind of found a fun stride with that, with having some of our characters interact with the audience in fun ways.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about auditions, though. So when you're a brand new opera company in New York City and you post that you're doing auditions, let's be real. And people don't know who you are. People are nervous to come sing for you. I think we didn't have but like 10 people come sing for us. Am I right?
We were that was a very nerve-wracking time in general. We had very few people come to sing. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I spent most of the first year just like wishing and hoping and praying that people would show up to things.
I know, including auditions. So like auditions, there were very few people. So we ended up having to do follow-up auditions with people we knew from school. I'm like, hey, we're going to do this show. Come audition for us.
Right.
Audition for us, because it was, I mean, no one wanted to come sing for a company they didn't know of.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, it was very understandable and something that we've never had a problem with since, but that was a very
auditions was rather hard. We were like, we don't have enough people in the cast.
Yeah.
So anyways, should we bring on our guest?
We should bring on our guest. Our guest is a favorite person of ours. She's been involved with a number of our productions. She, is great. You know her, you love her. Now I would love to introduce Miss Alanna Fraize.
Yay!
Hooray!
Hang on, we have a question. How did you end up getting the word out about auditions? Mostly word of mouth to friends, word of mouth to we reached out to some teachers, but it was a struggle that first time pulling out.
Yeah, it was. And then I think also, didn't the first time we didn't use the app tracker or something, like I don't remember exactly, but
I don't think we did. I don't know.
I think we were trying to figure out how the systems were working and what we were doing and kind of what our plan of action was. So.
Yeah. We did something that I would not recommend to people, which is build the plane as you're flying.
That's very true. In hindsight, if we had taken a year and had, figured things out as we go, but I'm also I'm not going to knock it, because we learned so much in doing it, just trial and error and kind of figuring things out. Obviously, there were parts of it of that very first year that were kind of a train wreck, and and you learn from that and you grow and you figure it out and do it better next time. So.
Yeah, I think that's the one plus to us, is that we always grow and learn from.
Every show that we've done has gotten better and better and better. I have to say that's partly us figuring things out, and also surrounding ourselves with good people that are able to give good feedback and help us along the way. But it's only gotten better, in my very biased opinion.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Alanna, welcome to CLO Retro.
I felt you guys were totally in control all the time. To be 100% honest,
you.
never showed it on your faces ever.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you fake it till you make it.
That's
not all years of performing; they come in handy.
Game.
So Alanna joined us for the first show. She was our stepsister.
Yes.
She is
Do you have pictures from the first show, Katie?
I do. You want to see them?
I want to see them. I want to see. We haven't seen these in so long.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Well, okay. The first one I'm going to show is of Alanna. Okay. Here we go.
Alanna. Oh, I love these pictures. That's so colorful.
Favorite part.
Maybe we should talk about costumes.
We did not. I handmade those costumes. And okay. So I would like to point out, in another way of Katie's blind faith in people with very, very little fundamental knowledge, Katie's like, we can make the costumes, right? And I'm like, I know how to sew, kind of. I can figure it out. If my mother is on this, she'd be like, you don't know how to sew, Megan. We know. But I did a summer in a costume shop. I can make it happen, but
they were great.
They worked really well. I still love that the Cenerentola skirt. That's the stepsisters and the Cenerentola skirts are some of my favorites.
Yeah. I got another one of Alanna's reaction here where she's mad at the stepsister. Not a stepsister.
Yes. Good one.
Oh, She's freaking out. She's like, Oliver's into Emma? Anyway.
Some of my favorite performing pictures ever are from this show.
Say that again.
You have
Some of
so
my
many.
favorite performing pictures of myself are in this show.
Oh.
Like literally, because the faces, because we had the freedom to be able to do whatever we wanted.
Right.
So our characters were so alive that you can tell in the pictures, and I love looking at them.
Yeah,
they're so good. It's so good. And also, I have to, from going back to that picture, have to point out the really fun point of our incredible like musician team of Andrew Sun and Jonathan Haney. Andrew Sun playing that awful piano that would not stay in tune. We had to get it tuned between every single show because that piano refused to stay in tune. It was truly a nightmare.
Mind you, we did this first show on $6,000.
Which in opera is...
Look at Atlanta's face. She's like, what?
Like, what? Insane. Absolutely insane. Crazy.
Yeah.
But like...
I would not recommend that either.
Oh, absolutely not. But, you know, opera is very expensive, if no one knew that. This art form, being a heightened performance art form, is also something that's very, very expensive. And so, like, it's absolutely insane to me that we did this. We didn't know how to budget. We didn't know how to make any of this happen. So we're really, really pleased with all that. But
so, Alanna, let's talk to you. What were your thoughts when you first heard about this role, when you heard about our company, when you walked into the rehearsal room? What were you thinking about all of it?
Well, when I auditioned, I was still in grad school, so like I was a little all over the place, but I love the idea of, because literally I was graduating the day we opened, I think.
That's right.
Most of us, like, cap and gown straight to the show.
I forgot about that.
And I didn't know either of you were involved. I put in the video because I knew Jonathan, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll put the video in, because, you know, that's I guess I'm one of those singers that's like, yeah, absolutely.
You're like, I'll just sing it. Yeah.
And when I showed up and saw that, I didn't know Katie, but I'd known Megan for, I don't know,
lots of years.
I found a old program where Megan's the Countess and I'm Carabino.
Oh, I remember that summer.
Yeah, I was. Oh my God, I was a baby. I think I was like a sophomore and did not know. You know, literally opera baby. But yeah, I came into the rehearsal process not really knowing who was in charge, and I saw Megan, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is more MSM grads, and I was so excited to see so many of my colleagues taking the art form and really spreading their wings in all these different ways. And it was, I have to say, I didn't know what to expect, and you guys exceeded my expectations.
Oh,
I love that show, and it was such a great way to like finish my grad school.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fun show. It was a special show. I do think that there was something truly special, beginner's luck, faith and trust and in one another as artists, as, you know, trying to do something new. There's like this really beautiful foggy bubble around that show for me, and I will always remember it as like maybe one of my most favorite shows. Just, I mean, the feeling that we had when we finished it, I just remember thinking, we did it.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it again, right?
Yeah.
Well, what I love
about when you talk about there being this kind of like, this energy around it. Yeah, I think that it was something truly special, and like the stars aligning and there being so much work going into making this happen. But it really was like an all hands on deck kind of thing. And I don't know one person that just did the one job that they were hired to do. No. I think everyone just really broke in. But also some of what you're saying, Alanna, about this freedom to do whatever you wanted, to be whoever you wanted, I think is something that we've really taken over the last 5 years and have really been able to play with that to kind of create. What I love so much about our shows is like creating a space for working artists to be working artists and to make those choices for themselves and to, you know, be able to be the kind of artist that they want to be without a lot of, you know, without someone telling you like, you have to move your hand this way, or you have to do this, or you have to do that, you know, you got a freedom.
I should give a shout out to Claire.
Oh, yes, yes.
Claire Steffens, who at the time was Claire Sparks, was our director. Man, she wanted to be here tonight, but she couldn't. She had other obligations. But she came in. This was her first time directing an opera, and I think that she really turned us on to this idea of having directors. I mean, we've had opera directors since then, but we want to always find a director that is viewing it, you know, that they want the story to be told through the action, and they want it to be authentic to the artist, you know. And so, I mean, I think that's what you're talking about, Alanna, is how you got the opportunity to create some moments for yourself. And so we took that and we were like, wow, this is how we should do it every time. And so that's been a part of what we've tried to get every single time.
You didn't feel like you had to ask permission. You did what you thought you needed to do, and then if it didn't work, we talked about it. But there's nothing like being able to perform and actually just let yourself be in that moment and not worry about being judged or being wrong.
Right.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what art's about too. If you're not connecting to it personally, are you really telling a story, or are you just literally like miming something that somebody else told you to do?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I love it. Should we talk about the fun parts though, like fundraising?
Was that fun? Was that fun, Katie?
So in case you didn't know, opera costs money, which if you have money to spare, you should always donate to your local arts companies. And if you would like to donate to us, you should.
Hey, look at that.
But no, it takes money. And so we were newbies to the whole fundraising scene. And I don't know, again, blind faith, right, Megan?
Yeah.
One day, so at the time I was working at Equinox.
That's where you were working. I was trying to figure out what job you had when we started this company.
Yeah, I was working at Equinox, the gym.
Right.
I would talk to people all the time about what I was doing. Everyone there was doing some kind of side project, acting, singing, writing, whatever it was. And so I would talk about this. And I remember one day, one of the members came up to me and gave me $1,000 check and said, this should help you get started. And we were like, ugh.
The largest check we'd ever seen in our lives, the most amount of money like anyone had ever thrown at us ever.
It was so out of the blue. I hadn't asked him for money. He was just somebody I saw every day, and he came into the gym and he knew what I was up to. And one day he just gave me this check, and I was like, what do I do with this? Yeah. So I opened a bank account.
Oh my God.
So yeah, no, then we were like, oh, you know what? We should probably throw a fundraiser.
Right. That went very badly, guys. So if you don't know already, probably like don't try and throw fundraisers if you have like one major donor, period. Just like one donor.
You need to make sure you have a contact list that you can actually count on them being at the event.
Right. Right.
We had,
and you know, we're very, very blessed to have a wonderful support system outside of New York, and they like have been so great and so instrumental in like helping push this company forward. And also none of them live in New York. So
not anymore. Now we have a ton of people in New York.
Now we have a ton of people in New York. But that very first year, God, so we got decided to throw this fundraising event. We got the singers, we got like champagne, we were gonna make it happy and make it nice. And 3 people came.
Let me show you.
This is a picture. Oh God. Okay.
It's so awkward.
I'm cringing right now. My whole body is cringing.
Watching Hide sing and nobody's there.
Absolutely not. No one.
Yeah. Paired with our pitches ready to go and nobody's there.
Yeah. Yeah. That was hard. That was really rough.
But you know what they say? If you're gonna fail fast.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We failed fast.
That is true. And we you know, we've definitely had events where we didn't have the attendance that we wanted, but nothing has ever been that bad.
No, for that fundraiser, never again.
Never.
No idea. No idea.
No idea. About our concept. So one of the things we wanted really a lot in our company from the beginning to even now is the buzzwords. Even though we're not called our opera, we still care about accessibility, relatability, and it being enjoyable for our audience. And so for Cenerentola, one of the things we did was we made sure that it was an interactive opera so that kids could enjoy it and like maybe interact with what we made Brett be the fairy godfather. And so we did this whole cute thing. So what was your thoughts as a performer having to engage with the audience, which was something so not normal for the opera world?
I loved it. But I'm a little one of those people that if you tell me to do something strange on stage, I'm like, okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Do you want to punch Johnny Skeeky? Yes. And there's
Forgot about that. That's amazing. Yes.
one of my favorite moments on stage.
Also, you like just getting to wear your own workout clothes every day on stage.
That was fantastic. It was like
most comfortable costume ever.
Today.
Yeah.
I love that part of it. I love being able to, especially as the stepsisters, since you're so outrageous to begin with, getting to interact with the person who laughed at you and getting to go, why are you laughing at me? And like they'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I was like, oh, it's just gonna make it more fun.
Yeah.
To go with it. And what was really great is sometimes like your friends would be in the audience, yeah, and you would be acting like because you know the stepsisters, like Lord knows what they're going to be doing on stage, and they're like, that's Alanna? What? Expect these things from them. I loved it, but especially in those characters.
Yeah.
Funnier the character, more audience interaction is even more fun.
Oh my gosh. Didn't you have an interaction with a kid? Wasn't there a kid that came onto the stage or came into the show?
There was.
I think it might have been one of the other characters, but I do vaguely remember there being a child on stage, and there was so much going on. And I think it was the scene with the table with all the food.
Oh, right. Yeah.
There's so much going on that if there was someone on stage, to be honest, unless you're looking for them, you probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah. When we had a full a child just decide to enter the action and enter this show.
No, but actually, I mean, yeah, because for those of you watching, we were doing opera in the round basically. We didn't have it full round. We had in the thrust essentially.
Tennis court. It was
tennis court. Yes, tennis court, because we had mirrors on the other side. And they were all on the same plane. So the stage wasn't raised; it was on the same plane. And we were encouraging this as a children's show. It was interactive, and the kids are going to be able to talk to the characters. And we had a kid crawl out into the middle of the stage and just was like there for 5 minutes. So I remember Megan and I being like, do we tell parents to the kid? But then that's going to disrupt the show. People aren't going to pay attention. People are noticing there's a kid here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was crazy. It was.
But it worked, you know?
Yeah, it worked. People enjoyed it. I remember kids walking out. And do you remember when we were standing backstage and there was a kid who ran from their seat to the bathroom?
My favorite moment, yeah.
My heart broke. It was in tears. He was like, he ran to the bathroom, and as he's running to the bathroom, he was like, I've got to hurry because I don't want to miss too much of the show. He yells this, right? So he's disrupting the show, but doesn't matter because he's running to the bathroom yelling this, and he runs back because he doesn't want to miss it. And we were like, okay, well, we're doing our job right if we've got like a 6-year-old kid who's enjoying the opera, you know? That was pretty cool to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What other highlights do you have, Alanna?
Well, I think one of my favorite parts was when I have a lot of hair, so Katie would spray my hair every day, but we got to the point where we ran out of green, so we just started spraying whatever we had in my hair.
I remember taking like fistfuls of glitter and just blowing them onto you. Yeah.
I was just like, I am all of the stepsisters now.
Yeah.
Everyone. Well, and also Katie actually taught me how to do that entire makeup because I was very like, I could do eyeliner and lipstick, but he was like, no, we're going to make you the queen of hearts. We're going to give you big eyeliner. And I was like, I know how to do none of that.
That's right. We didn't have any, so we didn't have a stage manager. We didn't have a crew. We didn't have anything. That very first show, Katie and I did all of it.
With Claire.
With our incredible director, Claire. But we were setting props. We were calling shows from backstage. We were doing hair and makeup, basically.
I think to this day, whenever I have to do like crazy eye makeup with the eyeliner, I use how Katie taught me. So up to that point, I would just, if someone asked me to do crazy eyeliner, I was like,
Yeah, see, again, blind faith works. When you bring the right people in, everyone's got a little special talent that they bring to the table, and you can make stuff happen.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I think that that's one of the things that we have always tried to do is bring in people that are passionate and excited and want to grow and want to try out new things and aren't afraid to try new things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love it.
It's so good.
I love this show. All right, Alanna. So why don't you share with us what's next for you and where people can find you?
Well, after the summer, with whatever happens, I am joining Calgary Opera's Emerging Artist Program for next year.
Yay!
That's so exciting.
We are so happy for you. Although we're not glad you're leaving New York.
Yes.
But I'll be back.
Yeah.
Let's do that because the opportunity arises. So where can we find you then?
Actually in Calgary. So right now I'm in Canada. I'm in Newfoundland. But in the fall and in the winter, I'll be in Calgary, Alberta.
No, I mean online, Alanna. Where can we find you online?
There.
Sometimes
You have a banner. Guys, if you follow Alanna, you also have to follow her famous dog.
it's actually Wotan, W-O-T-A-N.
Oh no! How am I misspelled that? Ugh, never mind. I'm hiding it.
He has 10,000 more followers than me.
You built your dog's social media to be 10,000 followers?
11.2 thousand.
Goodness gracious!
Oh,
Yep,
really?
it's
He's a very cute dog.
he is really cute.
He's very, very cute.
He's named after the leader of Wotan from the Ring Cycle, so how could he not?
That's fair. Yeah. Also.
Well, if you all don't know much about Alanna, you should go check her out. Her website will be coming to you soon.
Yes.
And she's will be in Calgary this fall. So
Yay.
we're grateful for you, and we're so excited for you. She's amazing, and she's talented, and she's beautiful, and she's a wonderful human. So thank you, Alanna.
Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Aw,
I love her.
me too.
This is going to be fun. This series is going to be really fun.
I'm so excited. We have some really great guests lined up for the next two shows, so the next CLO Retros. So coming at you in July, we have Jessica Harika and Christine Lyons joining us to talk about Elixir, which should be great. That was our spring show the next year. Jessica directed and Christine starred, and has to this date has given one of the most moving and incredible auditions that I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait to talk about that.
I'm so excited to talk about that. And then in August, we're going to be meeting with Vicky Collado, who was our director for Tragedy, and Matt Pierce, who was our Don Jose. So we're really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So that first year, Megan, if you could go back and tell yourself one thing, what would you tell yourself? Would you even do it?
I would still do it. I think the blind faith thing, and you and I have always worked as a really wonderful partnership in the sense that Katie has these like magical, giant, big picture ideas. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to make that happen? And she's like, I don't know. And so my job then tends to be is like taking these large pictures and big, beautiful ideas and making them like short-term attainable goals. And I think if we had figured that out a little earlier, and I think I would have just told myself that it was all going to be fine because we knew it. We know that now, but that first show was so terrifying because I felt like every step you were making, we just had no idea what was going to happen, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember the first opening night, we were like, are people even going to show up?
I think that was the most terrifying part is just, are there going to be bodies in seats to watch this show? Because we loved it and we worked so hard for it.
Yeah.
But, you know.
People did, though. We had a good audience.
It was decent.
I was pretty proud.
For a no-name opera company, you know, started by two blondes, like, of course. Who knew? Like, who knew it was going to happen? But it's good. So what about you? If you could go back and tell yourself something.
I would tell myself to be patient.
Yeah.
because you're right. I do have these big ideas, and I have all the faith in the world that they're dreams for a reason, and that they've been put in my heart and my mind for a reason, and they're going to happen. I still feel that way about things, and I get impatient. And so I think that I would tell myself to just slow down. I mean, even if we could go back, I think I would say, hey, spend a year getting your ducks in a row and do this next year.
Yeah.
We didn't, and that's okay. I mean, it all worked out just fine, but I do think I would tell myself to be patient.
And honestly, that's something that we have come a long ways as a company and also as people. I think it comes from getting older and like getting, the more experience we have doing this is like learning to trust the process and learning the patience aspect of it. It's definitely, we've changed a lot how we run this company in just a very short amount of time.
Yeah, totally. If anybody watching has any questions, feel free to put them into the comments because we'd love to hear from you. Also, if you were at our first show, I would love to know your thoughts on that first show. But no, yeah, I'm with you, Megan. We have grown a lot in the past 5 years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 5 years.
And it's been a lot of fun.
It has been fun. And I'm really excited for the future too, for what we have planned coming up. And, COVID is this is such a weird and scary time. And honestly, it's like, it's exciting projects like these. It's the energy that we've gotten from past shows that keep me invested in this project and invested in this company. Because otherwise it's so easy to kind of say, oh, well, there's this global pandemic happening and like we all just need to shut down. But I think now more than ever, it's been really beneficial to me to have things that keep me pushing forward and keep me looking to the future,
Yeah, totally. I mean, I would be remiss if I said I wasn't disappointed. Tonight would have been opening night of Hansel and Gretel.
I know.
And so there is a piece of me today that's really sad, but I do know that we have an amazing cast and team behind it. Yeah. So when we put it on its feet in the future, it's going to be even that much more incredible because it's going to be special because it's this thing that we've been waiting for and the anticipation's been so good. So I do look forward to what's coming up.
Absolutely.
In the future, I'm just ready for that time. This is me being impatient. I'm ready for it to be here.
Yeah. And we'll get there. It'll happen.
In the meantime, we're going to be innovative and forward thinking and continue bringing virtual content to our audience and for our artists.
Absolutely.
Because we think it's important. Part of the reason we decided to do virtual content was because we thought that we could serve our mission, which was making opera affordable, which you're going to see that with our free opera shorts. The first one's going to be out on Monday.
Yeah.
And then we can still make opera relevant by having these conversations about how, the process is. There's this personal touch with it. And then also I'm excited for the holding space salons.
Me too. I'm excited for all the salons. All of them are, we're really excited for the programming we have going on. And, and so if you want to get involved with some of the programming we're doing, please, if you want to submit videos, if you want to be on any of these programs, please reach out to Celeste at communications@citylyricopera.org. It's a great way and lots of ways you can get involved. If you like what you see and want to help support the mission that we have here at City Lyric Opera, the best way that you can do that is by donating. So we are a nonprofit. Hey, I've learned how to ask for money. It took me 5 years, but we figured it out. But the best way we can do it is by helping support small companies like this that go direct. All of your money goes directly towards this company and towards artist relief here in the city and helping us to continue bringing programming to you.
Yeah. So with that, I'd like to say next week, nothing's happening.
Next week, opera shorts coming on Monday.
Opera shorts are happening on Monday. 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to have our very first Falling Flat salon. So this is for artists. It's going to be, a time to talk about a time that you might have screwed up in an audition or in a production and laugh about it, but then maybe get a second chance. So that should be a lot of fun. So you should all tune in. But until then, we'll see you soon.
Happy. Yay. Thanks so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.